painted the final clear on it. Ended up 55 ounces. And it's a little soon. The paint is green or whatever, but I got no problem with doing this a couple of times. What happens is if it's soft, it levels out pretty quick, but it doesn't bring the shine up. You gotta kind of wait for it to get hard. So that'll be a week or so. So I'll do this a couple of times. But I figured what I'd do tonight, besides rub and polish and shine and all the rest, I did get this nose laid out pretty good, is swap engines and glue flaps and all that kind of business. Because tomorrow after work, if the weather's nice, I'd like to fly this. Haven't flown this airplane in a year or better. Probably more than that, year and a half maybe. But this is definitely my best flying airplane. So it laid right down. So my thought was, take this engine out and put the one out of my Tucker in it, because the needle valve's set and everything's ready to go. See if we can find the ball driver and the wrench. I don't know what I did with it. Put this engine in the Tucker, and when I play with it, I'll get it straightened out. There's the wrench. Now I need a 332. There it is. Okay. I'm real happy with how it came out for, for as bad as it was. Mostly what I'm really ecstatic for is the weight. 55 ounces, that's a billy weight. I'm going to let him fly this in Cleveland so he can experience the difference between having that big sinker up in the nose and having a light engine. I bet you he'll like it. Okay, so this muffler, everything's going to go on that airplane. This is the right prop for this airplane. That, I don't know, just maybe change the prop too, because that airplane was just right. There is a method to my madness. I'm gonna change the fuel lines Except, you know what? Maybe I can't change the prop. I ain't bored out. I don't think no, I don't. I don't have a prop extension in that airplane, which is a bad mistake. So I need to get this out and make a new one. I know damn well I got some of that in this drawer somewhere. Where? I got this pink crappy shit. There it is. This stuff is gold. Hey, Alan. Not bad, not bad. So let's do this line first. Get a new fuel line on it. Now, what I'm doing here, by doing all this stuff, it gives me a better chance of success when I go out there for the first time to fly this thing. You know, I won't have to flip and adjust the needle valve and make sure that the fuel lines are not clogged or whatever. I'll just be able to flip and fly. Okay, that's that one. We'll leave the vent. The vent's good enough. Overfill. But we'll do the pressure line too. One thing that bothers me is to go out to the field and have problems. To sit and flip for an hour or two because you got a bad glow plug, crappy fuel, you know, any kind of, there's a million different reasons why things don't work. But we'll go ahead and swap it out. What do you guys think about that weight? One quart of paint. That's all you get. Lots of sanding. And there's plenty of finish on this airplane, trust me. Matter of fact, it's got more than I was going to do because John suggested that I put on a couple more coats. I was just going to let it go and polish it out. Okay, let's move this one. The pre-flight stage. Now these are both ABC motors. What's the deal here? Been sitting so long the cow's stuck. Oh man. Oh, we do have a prop extension on this one. Yeah, I'll just leave that other prop on there. Okay, there's that on there. That's good. Ultra. Oh man. Oh, shit. Really cranked him down. Hopefully I don't have to modify the lugs on this to get it to go in there. Come on, guys, say something. I know Alan's not the only one watching because I can see there's 7 on here. Hey, Steve, great. Everybody make sure to like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Become a become a member. Join the channel. It's $4.95 a month. $5 a month for all this entertainment. Just think. When I finally quit my job, you guys are really going to have to kick in. What the hell happened to that? What happened to that spanner nut? I haven't been anywhere. I've lost the muffler, the prop, and a wrench. It's not on the bench. I've been nowhere. What the hell kind of crap is this? You guys see where I put it? How did my teeth turn out? Hey, Tommy. How did my teeth turn out? The bottoms turned out great. I haven't got the tops done yet. I'll be dipped. Oh, here's why I can't find it. The drawer was hiding it. I put it right where so I wouldn't lose it. Yeah. And I lost it. Okay. Are these both the same length? Nope. So this one here goes with this prop here. And this. I hope I don't have any problems doing this. Be nice if it's a direct swap. Oh, I'd like to say, any of you guys, you need to watch the movie by Dinesh D'Souza, 2,000 Mules. It'll sure change your mind of what's going on. I sure hope something gets done about it. Okay, so this one is the motor that's going to go in that. That's the one that's ready to go. This one is the motor that's going to go back in here. Hey, Jim. Make sure you guys watch 2,000 Mules by Dinesh D'Souza. It'll blow your mind of what really transpired. What do you think of my reasoning, Jim? Take the motor out of this that I know works perfect and put it in my other airplane so I can fly it. I know this one works too, but just too tight. Oh well, I'll worry about that later. It's on there. We can ream that prop out. But I do want to make this one flyable. So basically all I got to do on the other airplane, glue the flaps and elevators on, get the motor back in it, which will be done here in a minute, polish it out. Now we're going to put the other muffler on this airplane, the Enya muffler. Because it's not my best. So that's this one. Okay, so put the spinner back on it and the cowl back on it, and this one's done. We'll go back to the other one. The Indy 500 model airplane. Okay. Long-winded. Boy, this thing's dirty. Lots of dirt on it. Okay, let's work on the other one now. Sure can tell the difference in the weight, though, between the two. Whew. Big difference. $62.55. Okay, so I want to epoxy that in there real quick. So we'll take it out. Okay, epoxo. Let's see, do I have any mixing? Yeah, I got an AMA mixing book here. Well, I'm not registered for Brodax, but I got registered for the Nats, so I'm happy about that. I guess I'm going to have to show up early at Brodax again. Okay. Stick. There's that piece. I make these little pieces to hold my fuel retainer in on the inside. Just a wheel collar and a set screw soldered to a piece of brass. So it's got 2 ears on it with 2 holes in it, and you just fill them up with epoxy and push it up against the doubler. You know, you could make some little ears on it or whatever, some little cleats, but I haven't found a need for it. Come on, get on there. Make sure that's level. That keeps you from being able to pull this thing out, because you are continually working on it, you know. Am I going to fly it this year? I don't know, maybe. I like this airplane. This is the airplane I'm going to fly at the Nats. This is my best flying airplane. I think the Continental looks pretty good, and the Tucker looks okay. I mean, I got 18 points with it last year. That's what I expect to get with this one, 18. But there again, who knows? The judges may not like it. May not like me. Okay. Okie dokie. So we got that in there. That's done. Need to put my broke in. The other motor's not really broke in. This one's broken in. So far, so good. There we go. Yep. We got her. Okay, so now I need the prop and the spinner and the nut on it to make sure it's lined up correctly. I'm not going to rub the back plate. Plenty there. Actually, Banshees 15 says, I think it looks real good, but you know, those guys are judge. I applaud you for making it even shiny. It ain't heavy. It's 55 ounces. Lost 2 ounces. By the time I'm done sanding, polishing, it'll be the high 54 ounce range. Got to gas off some. Not, you know, gassing off. You're not going to gas off much. And people think, oh, gas an ounce off. No, it won't. You might get a gram or two off of it, but 1 quart of paint. That's all you get. Okay. So many guys go back to the jar, to the paint can. So yes, I will be flying the Junar. I got a month to get in shape for the Nats. A little over a month. And you got to realize that those guys that are at the top of their game, they've already got 1,000 flights in for the year. I have none. I think last year when I went to the Nats, I had 13 flights in. About the same the year before that. So I'd like to make the show, but I'd like to do better than 18th or 17th. I'd like to be in the middle of the pack anyway. And in order to do that, I gotta fly. The year I did the best, in my opinion, I was 21st. I got beat out by Phil Granderson by a third of a point, making top 20. And I think I would have moved up if I'd have made it that year pretty good. But I wasn't in the clique, so it's all right. Phil drove a long ways. Okay, that's set. Needle valve set. Muffler, cowl, and we're ready to go. Let's see. We got alcohol there. Oh, that's 91 proof. Maybe that'll take it off. I know what will take it off, but I don't want to go out to the car. I know lacquer thinner will take it off too. Yep, that took it off. A little bit of castor oil burn on this muffler. Of course, before the gnats, I'll take it over to John's and polish it up on his wheel, on his buffing wheel. Good enough. Good enough for who it's for now. This muffler's a little lighter than the other one too. Probably not enough to measure, but it is a little lighter. Shouldn't even have to adjust the needle valve. Very little, 100 RPM maybe. These motors are so reliable that unless something drastically changes, they run every time. I use, Sig Champion is what I used, but we make our own fuel here, but it's the same mix. It's a 50%, 10% Klotz, 10% castor, and the rest methanol. Come on, get on there. There we go. We're good to go now. This airplane's ready to rock and roll. No, I gotta glue the flaps on. Flaps and elevators on. So, but other than that, it's ready to rock and roll. We can polish it at any time. And I got plenty of clear on the wings. I got more clear on this than I do the Tucker. Tucker shines pretty damn good. sure that's not rubbing. It's close, but it ain't rubbing. Okay. You have a quart of each, Klotz and Castor, coming from Sig. Oh yeah, no, I forgot to mention, it's 10% Klotz, 10% Castor, 10% nitro, and the rest methanol. I forgot to mention the nitro. John uses 5%, I like 10%. Especially as the heat goes up, you got more drive. And these Super Tigers really perform well on 10%. I'm sure you guys have heard my engine runs. They run every bit as good as a pipe motor. Very little, I mean, if any, wind-up. The magic is in the propeller. Okay, let's see. We've been on 42 minutes. I'm not going to get much done. But take a look at them. I need to glue these elevators on. Need to pull this forward so I can sit down and look. Okay, what I'm doing here yeah, nothing's changed. It's perfect. I don't have any tweaking to do. I just need to get them on and let them rest. I droop my elevators slightly, maybe 2 degrees, so that it doesn't hunt. Thanks, Gary. I heard something on, maybe it was Chad or maybe it was on Stunhanger about some guys talking about having the flaps droop. Do not droop the flaps. The airplane will not handle very well. You want the flaps at 0 and the elevators drooped slightly, and I do mean slightly. And that will give you the correct angle of attack. As far as slop goes, you don't want any slop between the push rod and the flaps, between the bell crank and the flaps. It's okay to have a little bit of slop in the elevator so that it zeroes and finds neutral. However, the way that I've been doing my stabs in elevators with the blocker, meaning that the stab is 1/8 of an inch thicker than the elevators, there's really not a whole lot of need for the slop. And when I do the pocket hinge with the knuckle, that really knocks out the need for that slop. I think before I glue these on, I'm going to sand them. It'd be easier to sand in my hand, so I'll do that off camera. But if you followed today, I put the rest of my quart of clear on, and it added 1 ounce, or a little less than 1 ounce, because we started at 54.8, and yeah, it didn't even add 1 ounce. It didn't add shit, because it's mostly thinner. That's why I was saying this airplane is Stephen King's mystery thriller thinner. Because that's what I sprayed today, was basically thinner. But there's plenty of clear on it. if you're using more than a quart of clear dope on any airplane, including the top coat, you're using too much paint. Just the way it is. This is a 5-ounce finish. I'll do this again. I'm real happy with the chronological order of how the finish was put on. It was 3 coats of 50-50 on the bare wood, 3 coats of 60-40, 1 coat of white. Now remember, all this is tinted clear. 1 coat of white, and then the rest of the colored dope, the colored clear, over the whole airplane. But I sprayed it. I didn't brush it, so that helped. Then put the trim on it, with an airbrush. Did I use the airbrush on the red? Maybe I didn't use the airbrush, but it went on with HVLP. And then used my 1/2 quart of top coat and just kept adding thinner. And by the time we got done, it was basically straight thinner. It's just the way it is. But I'm real happy with how this turned out. Lots of sanding. I sanded the crap out of this airplane. And it probably could use some more. So when you think you're done sanding, sand it again. And then again, and again, and again. These here are a little loose, so I gotta watch how these work. You want to make sure these are 0 when they're drying, right, straight across. Same with the flaps, but they're pretty close. So, you know, it was on the money before I refinished it. So. Oh, that's nice. Probably should weigh it on my scale. John had it on his scale at 55. Let's weigh it on mine. But our scales do run pretty close. Normally. Yeah, I guess I need to write my numbers down on the board. Have a whole lot of room. $55.55. Let's see what. $15.76. 15.76. Oh no, I had it touching that, so that's no good. 55 and a quarter. 55 and a quarter. 55.2. It's kind of jumping back and forth. I'm happy with that result. Hey, thank you for the super chat, some guy in Sandy. Let's see what he said on the super chat. He said, kick again for the clear coat. Looks great. Thanks, some guy in Sandy. So we got 55 1/4. Let me write that down so I don't forget. $55.25 finished. INSHED. We started before paint at 50 1/4. So we got a 5-ounce finish on it. 5 OZ finish. So that's an ounce lighter than my normal finishes. That's a good deal. I kind of attribute that ounce lighter to less brushing and more spraying. Of course, it helps to leave off a couple of coats of paint too, but a couple coats of the substrate. You're going to put the dope on, you might as well put it on the top, not underneath the stuff. So before covering was 50 1/4. After fillets, it was 51.45. After the white, it was 52.8. Yeah, 52.8. After the trim, it was 54. Let's see, what did I put? 52.8 after the white. Then I put on 2 more coats at 54.1. And 54.2 after the trim, and we ended up 55 1/4, 5-ounce finish. So that gives you an idea why I always have my engine in, because I'm always weighing it to make, when I get to my target, stop painting. This is definitely Billy weight, so I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I wish my Thunderbolt would have come out this light, but it's a massive mama. That's the way it goes. All right. I appreciate you watching, and thank you for the super chat. You guys got no idea how much I appreciate it. So now it's going to be all about rubbing it and sanding. There'll be 100 hours of rubbing on this thing before it's done. Cutting pretty good. This new paint really dries fast. It's just unbelievable. It's not new. This new formula or whatever that Randolph is putting into their dope, because it didn't used to dry this quick. Because believe it or not, you can paint in the morning and get it to powder off in the evening. Of course, this paint here is not that old. It's only from 2 o'clock, so we're only 5 hours old. Gotta go. Okay, thanks, some guy in Sandy, for the super chat. Yep, it's gonna polish out nice. Flattened right out. I was real surprised not to get any blush today, because it was more humid today than it was the other day. But there again, kept the garage door closed while we were painting. Keep the humidity out. All right, I'm going to end the stream. I appreciate you watching. Once again, like, subscribe, and share. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.